All right, good morning, everybody, and welcome. My name is Carrie Schwingle. I am the Engagement Director at the Heart of Wisconsin Chamber of Commerce. Today, we've got our next video from our Businesses Offering Sustainable Solutions, or B.O.S.S video series. Today, I'd like to welcome JT Thompson from Bullseye Golf Club joining me to talk a little bit about how his journey has been through this COVID-19 pandemic and give a little bit of insight on how things are looking now. So welcome, JT.
Well, thanks for having me, Carrie.
Yeah, no problem. Why don't you go ahead and start by telling us a little bit about, who you are and what your experience has been at Bullseye so far.
Yeah, well, thank you. So I've been at Bullseye since January 13th. I'm the new general manager, and obviously, to say the least, since I've started, it's been an interesting ride with COVID and everything, and kind of how we operate. So, but a little bit of my background is I'm a PGA professional, certified in general management. We worked through a management company here at Bullseye called Oliphant Golf, and I've worked for them in the past as the GM at Stevens Point Country Club for a couple years. I've managed a 45-hole golf facility in Dubuque, Iowa, and prior to that, spent a little bit of time in the golf software business, along with a few years working for Marriott's golf management division in Orlando, Florida. So happy to be here, excited. I came down from the W.A.S.S area, so living in the Rapids community now.
Oh, good. You are here now.
It's been a unique start, so yeah.
Well, good. All right. So tell me a little bit about how the COVID-19 pandemic has played its role at Bullseye.
Yeah. So as I kind of noted, a little bit of a unique scenario here is as things stand right now, we are a seasonal business regarding food and beverage. So we do some events and catering and stuff like that throughout the winter, but our full service bar and restaurant are generally not open and kind of kick back off in usually early April. So we were just kind of planning and ramping up for that and the golf season. And now we're hit with COVID. And so that's created some unique opportunities to try and figure out, how our staff was going to be working, what we were going to do in the interim to figure out our scenarios. So as we weren't quite open and we didn't have to kind of shut down operations, we were just starting to ramp up. So we kind of had to shift gears and figure out what are our options. So we got creative regarding, to-go service, things like that, which has been going fantastic. And then my whole scenario and philosophy of the pandemic has really been, let's be prepared for anything. So
Sure.
On top of all the precautions we've been taking and, extra sanitizing, and now that the golf course is open, cleaning the bathrooms out there and sanitizing them 3 times a week or 3 times a day. And that kind of stuff, as I've been saying to my staff the whole time, is that let's be prepared for anything. And then obviously here we're sitting here. In a way, I hope we're prepared better than most, meaning that I knew that it's possible or it could be coming. So now I've been working with staff this morning, our management team, and putting together some policies and procedures in place of what we can do to move forward, starting at, call it noon today. So.
Well, awesome. Well, we're excited to have you in full working capacity and get everything back to normal. I know people are really excited to get back out there and get food and drinks and just try to be as normal as possible at this point. So that's really exciting that you're making really good strides and ready to do that.
Great. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So what were some of the things that you did during your preparations, I guess, your seasonal preparations that kind of could stand out or help other businesses kind of get ready now?
Really it was, I don't think there's any secret. There's been enough time and people kind of sharing ideas, from a food and beverage side and us from a golf side. It's really just been making sure that our customers are what they're expecting when they walk in the door. So we obviously have a strong membership base, but new for us this year is more public golf and open public play times. And basically what we've been doing is when they book tee times, they get an email confirmation, whether they book through us or through our online option now. That kind of has the information of what we're doing for the pandemic. So from a golf standpoint, we have cylinders in the cups, which are actually the kind of one of the best practices is the pool noodles. So they're cut down, they're a little bit below the lip of the cup. The balls will stay in, gives you the feel of playing real golf. I found that's probably the best practice. There's been some places that have raised the cup so your ball can't go in. But the other way, your ball can go into the cup. There's no reason to touch the flag. We're requiring players to keep the flag ends. We've removed rakes for the sand bunkers for the time being. We've taken ball washers off the golf course, which for us, one thing we tried to do was eliminate garbage cans, but unfortunately, with trash and the nature of golf, with some light beverages being available and things like that, we did actually transition to large trash cans that are open lid, so you don't have to touch anything. You can just drop your trash in there. So just being precautious along with going out on the golf course multiple times a day, making sure bathrooms are disinfected. We have a couple out there with doors and things like that, and our porta potties. So been proactive in that approach. I mean, none of those are secrets or magic ideas. They're all kind of throughout the golf community, and from a golf community standpoint, along with food and beverage and restaurants, we're a pretty close-knit community. So a lot of ideas have been shared and best practices. So that was a help. And there's a lot of other states that kind of were going through this before we were, whether they're in a warmer climate or not. From a food and beverage standpoint, we've been our staff, when we do particularly curbside to go, we transitioned to this after we got started, but we had gloves at first, and then we transitioned to masks, because obviously if you're handing food off, you're going to be in close proximity and can't keep that social distancing. So those are a few practices that we've had in place. I think that's helped us to be successful, so far, and be able to keep everything going and flowing as possible.
Well, good. I like to hear the partnerships working with other similar businesses and other golf courses and states. I feel like all of that's really helped everybody kind of develop new ways to stay innovative and keep going and keep prepping in a safe way. So I really like to hear that. I did like all of your specials, your Mother's Day special, your family deals. That was really great.
Awesome.
Especially working from home and I have a family of 5, like I need a family meal. Let's make it happen, and I'll come there and I'll get that family meal and feed my crazy hungry little kids, so that was really
Absolutely.
great too. And I think, didn't you do a virtual gift or some kind of gift when people registered or went to sign up for golf?
We did actually. So as when we started things off, that with golfers and members that booked and played during our first week, they got a repair tool. As we've kind of relaunched, we have a slightly new name. We went from Bullseye Country Club to Bullseye Golf Club. And then also we have a new logo, which has been really well received. So kind of as a gift to that, we were able to produce some of that. And we've been doing some different things too of, I think for our Easter, we did make your reservations before a certain date, which just kind of helps us plan, and for food product ordering and things like that, we gave away a free foursome of golf. So some stuff like that, that's easy for us to do, having the golf operation attached to food and beverage. So we want to take advantage of that and do some kind of cross promotion.
Well, good. Yeah, I think it's definitely been very well received. I know people are excited to get back out there. I'm not a super great golfer, so I might have to call you for some tips one of these days when things settle down a little bit more. But yeah, we're definitely excited to have you. I think you're a great asset to Bullseye Golf Club, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what comes next.
Absolutely. So we're off to a great year, and as we work through the current scenarios and get some more clarity, we'll keep progressing forward. Our philosophy is just taking the the precautionary route and make sure that we know what our game plan is before we dig fully into a few of the scenarios. So we're going to be a little bit more on the cautious side, but we just want to make sure that our staff and customers are in comfortable scenarios till we get the all clear, and hopefully things are progressing, past the COVID.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. It was really helpful information. I'm so excited to get you back out there, and we'll talk to you soon.
Well, awesome. Thanks, Carrie. I appreciate it. Anything else I can ever do, please let me know.
Absolutely. You have a good day and stay safe.
Thanks, Carrie. Bye-bye.